Hello, everyone. This is Catherine of Catherine's Low Income Prepping. And today we're going to talk about several different subjects: Trump, the border, life in general. All right. And let's go. So, first of all, please like and subscribe. Tell me you don't like it. Just let me know what's going on with you. I'll respond to any comments that are come in. It might take me a day or two, but I always check them. So go ahead and give me notice what you think about things. Um, it's an interesting day today, of course. You got this thing going on with Texas. Well, of course, Texas is trying to protect their border, and of course, good old Biden and the White House um, thinks that we should let everyone cross the border. I just I don't understand this. He's threatening to send in federal troops to manage the border. Well, he hasn't managed the border at all. None of the Democrats have really managed the border. My neck's bothering me a little bit today. So, you know, it's a very simple problem to solve. We just need to put a wall up across the whole border except for at the checkpoints. When a person comes up to the checkpoint and says, I want to seek asylum, they should be taken off of the main group of people that are coming in who are coming here for a reason or they have a visa or something like that. They should be pulled over and taken into a room. And in that room, they should be fingerprinted, photographed, have an identification card made up for them. If they pass, they get it. But, they could be sitting there and they can do a background check on them. They can do the NCC check, whatever it is, like they do for guns, but they could do it for people. And they could also contact that country to see if that country will give them any information on the person. And then they can make a decision if they want to move to phase two. Phase two would be to give them the ID after they're fingerprinted and everything, and told to report on a certain date to go to court. And they should be able to give some address here, or at least general delivery at a post office. And they should be told to go in and pick up their mail. I mean, I think they can handle that. They do it in their own countries. And this way, we have control of everyone who comes in. Now, the ones that do not pass, what we need to do is put them on a bus, take them over to, and of course they should be entered in a list of do not allow in. That will make it easier the second time they come back. A lot of these people have a bad habit of coming back, and coming back after they've been deported. So we can make the whole job quicker the next time if they just, were in the system and when they heard, nope, you don't win. You do not get to go to your hotel room and collect $200 or whatever they're giving them now. I heard they're giving out cards for thousands of dollars to some of the migrants and telling them where they should go and how to apply for food stamps and welfare and stuff. But anyhow, if they did that, then they could take the ones that don't pass instead of just kicking them back across the border. Excuse me, itches. They could take them and they could put them on a bus along with the escort when they get a busload of them, take them to an airport, like a military airport, and we could fly them back to Guatemala, Nicaragua, all those places down there, even into Mexico, to the far end of it, and just put them back in their own country. Hand them $500 and say, enjoy, go do something, in your own country. We don't want you in America. Then that's got to be cheaper. They say, oh, that would cost a lot, but that's got to be cheaper than having them get on the welfare doles, have them take jobs away from Americans, have them do things that they shouldn't be doing here, like killing people, raping people, committing crimes like they did in their own country. Not all the people coming over the border are criminals. Not all of them are bad people. Some of them are good. And what we need to do is a way to filter these people. Not just let them go to whatever state they want to go to and just disappear. First of all, they're undocumented and when they're doing that. And I don't care if they take their names when they come across, depending on whether they have any ID or not. People could just say they're whoever they want to say they are. You know, we all know that. Um, so, I mean, that way we could keep the bad people out, let the good people in. I'm not against immigration. I mean, my distant family, um, several generations ago, a lot of them came here from England, Scotland, and Ireland. So, you know, I'm not against immigration. I mean, that's what America's made from. Nobody was native here except for, of course, I shouldn't say native, because if you're born here, you're native of the United States of America. You're just not a native individual. I'm talking about Indians, you know. All right. You know, Indians are native, the original natives, you know. Now, I'm probably getting a lot of people mad at me out there. And you let me know what you think about what I'm saying. Anyhow, let's go on to Trump. All right. They're sure trying to nail Trump to the cross. And no, I do not believe that Trump is the Christ. There's people out there saying that. Trump is just a man. In fact, he's a rich man. You know what they say about that in the Bible? And I'm not a person who follows the Bible. But, you know, I have read it. I do know what it says. And I do understand why people believe the way they do and are Christians. And people believe the way they do and are other religions. I choose not to believe because that's my right as an American, along with the right to pursue happiness, as long as I'm not hurting another individual. I mean, there's no reason anyone should give me a problem about anything I do. And I was born with all my rights. If I haven't committed any felonies, I haven't done anything really horrible in my lifetime. I'm 66 years old, you know. It just totally amazes me that they pick on Trump the way they do. Trump, he's a good businessman. And that's what he is. He's a businessman. He's not really a politician. I mean, if you're a politician, you try to get everyone to like you. Trump doesn't really care if people like him or not. And I think that's one of the things that people like about Trump. You know, um, he's not going to lie to you about why he should be elected. He should be elected because he's strong militarily. We need a strong military. Biden's already pretty much gutted the military. He's pretty much lowered the requirements for stuff. And, you know, he's making our country weaker. Now, is he our president? Yes, he's our president. We should respect that. And I know there's people out there who disagree with me about that. We have to tolerate him. He was elected, or so they say, fairly. I'm questioning that myself. Um, I don't know. It seemed like so many people I knew voted for Trump. And I just don't hang around with people who are Republican. I know people who are Democrats and independents. It's just totally amazing. And I watch the news and I watch these videos and I hear what people say. It's just downright amazing that supposedly he lost. But now let's get past that too. Um, down to 9 minutes now. I got 9 minutes going. So life in general. Let's talk about life in general. I don't know if you've noticed this, people, but it's something that I've noticed in 66 years and a month. Um, when you're born, Your family raises you for the first 3 or 4 years of your life to 5 years, and then you're shoveled into. So they pretty much tell you how to do things, and you learn to talk from them. You learn to do things from your parents, and you see what your parents want. And if your parents raise you the right way, you usually are a pretty good kid at that point. But then you go to school. Yeah, the government mandates that you go to school, and if you don't go to school, they put your parents in jail. There's a control point right there. Now, there are people who do homeschool their kids, and that's a good thing. I think the overwhelming amount of people homeschool their kids, excuse me, are more leaning towards the Christian faith. And that's kind of sad because then, all they hear is Christian that. They don't see the whole world for what it is. And then they got to go out into the world and they come across all kinds of people, and sometimes they're quite naive. They're innocent and naive, is what I'm trying to say. The world is not this beautiful place. There's good and bad in the world. And so they start going to school, and then they're basically indoctrinated in what history we teach. Now, the history we teach is, so far, we've been lucky. We've been the winners of pretty much everything. And history is written by the victors. It's just as simple as that. But anyhow, you go to school, you're basically being trained. You're being trained that once you go to school, you can go to college afterwards. You can join the military. You can go to work for somebody, learn all these skills, go to school, get a degree that you may or may not be able to really use. And you owe a lot of money to pay the college back. But, you're a good drone. And that's basically, if you ever look at bees or you look at ants, they have the dummy ones. I call them dummy ones. They're the drones. They do what the bees and the ants in charge tell them to do. And the queen, Biden's the queen. Yeah, okay. Anyhow, it's sad, and we're also trained from the time we start going to school. You need to have a allowance. Well, that's so you can go buy stuff, and it teaches you how to use money, so it's a good thing. And I got an allowance as a kid. I did lots of jobs too as a kid, and from everything from collecting bottles to picking, because I grew up on a farm, to shoveling, what, and killing rats and catching them. I got a quarter apiece for the rats from people I used to work for. I kept them out of their barns and stuff, and and that was a weird job I did for a while as a kid. But anyhow, what I'm trying to tell you is, you go to work. You work 40 years or whatever it is through several jobs after you graduate school. And about when you're 66, you get to retire. Used to be 62. They're trying to push 66 now. You get to retire. And if you've made it that far, then you get your prize. What do you get? You get put on Social Security. Social Security is not enough to support yourself. Of course, it was never intended to support a person. You're supposed to work and put money away too. And the smart people do that. But I wasn't that smart. I had money at one point in my life and kind of screwed it up. So anyhow, what I'm trying to tell you is, and then if you get to live out your last years, and if you're lucky, you make it at home for another 20 years, that would be cool, right? If not, you end up drooling out the side of your face due to dementia or whatever, and you're back in the diapers again, just like when you were a baby. So, and then you go into a nursing home and you're like a vegetable stuck in cold storage, stuck on a shelf, and being taken care of people that are paying almost minimum wage. So they don't really want to take care of you, but they do it because they need a job, because the job market's so tight. Because, we let all these people in from other countries. All right. I hope everyone had a good day and a good week, And I wish you all the rest of this coming week. And this is the end of the month. So good luck with next month. Hopefully, we won't be at war. And remember, prep, store food, do your Second Amendment rights. Remember, protect your family, love your family, tell your people you love that you love them every day. And if you are listening to this, you are the resistance. Have a good day.